Okay, Satnam, greetings. Here we go. Part two of two for the month of March. Share my screen. So, picking up where we left off, if you haven't watched the first part, I definitely encourage you to do so. But we were talking previously about these transits that were taking place between some of the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, the Sun. So on the 15th, the Sun will be moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces. And this is like a breath of fresh air. It's going to be with Jupiter, who's one of its best friends. They're both very Sattvic. Jupiter is benefic, and Saturn is no longer beating the crap out of the sun. So we like that. That's a big win, and it's going to be in a water sign, so a little cooler of an energetic as well. And then on the 16th, Mercury will follow suit, and it too will be moving into Pisces out of Aquarius. What's interesting is Pisces is actually more of a difficult sign for Mercury. It tends to be very, very weak in Pisces. So there's going to be a very, what we call debilitated Mercury energy for the rest of this month, which I don't think is necessarily a negative thing by any means. So that will complete all of the transits. Venus transits into Aries on the 12th. Mars transits into Gemini on the 13th. The Sun transits into Pisces on the 15th and Mercury on the 16th. So again, big energy swings of signs and planets and different relationships. But on the whole, especially with Sun and Mercury, this is a much nicer combination. And Mercury and Jupiter have a lot to do with wealth. They have a lot to do with income. They have a lot to do with dharma. The Sun does as well to a large degree. So there's a lot of good things here around speech, communication, um, and more kind of career orientation to a large degree, with those energies all kind of working together more in harmony. In Pisces, very again water signs, so more dreamy, more deep, more sensitive, more interiorized. So yeah, that should be a very noticeable shift, to be honest. I think from here on out, it's much nicer sailing for the rest of the month, which is great. Then March 20th, this is big. We get the spring equinox. Wow, very exciting. These are big, big portals of energy in the kind of yogic, astrological domain. So the equinox is the time when there's balanced light and dark, right? We were in kind of moving towards the light after the winter solstice, which was the point of greatest darkness. We've been having greater and greater amount of light. Now we'll have the equinox, which will be a period of balanced light and dark. And up until we hit the summer solstice in June, we'll continue to have greater and greater amounts of light. So I love this. I love this, that this is the sun is with Jupiter as this is happening. And just overall, again, there's this increase of sattva, of prana, of illumination, of it's spring, it's a time of rebirth. It's a time of get that out of here. Sorry, I knew that was going to happen at some point. It's spring, which is a beautiful time of new beginnings. It's a time of new beginnings, especially. It's Brahma in the Vedic pantheon of gods, the beginning. It's Kapha. So wonderful, wonderful transition. On this particular day, the moon's going to be in a little bit of a tricky position with Saturn, but again, that's fine. We can work with these energies. There's always going to be a balance of positives and more, challenges, as we would say. But if you can, do something to celebrate this energetic shift, because it's a big shift, moving out of the winter, out of the cold, out of the interiorized type of energy, period of rest, of renewal, of purification. That's been taking place the last few months, and now we get to start to move into the new phase of preparing for what's to come and laying the groundwork for the remaining chapters of this year. So very exciting, and I think very fitting, again, with all these, kind of planetary transits, especially the big one, Saturn moving into Aquarius not too long ago. So that will be taking place. And then to close the month out, there'll be a new moon in Pisces, which I think will be a really beautiful one. The moon and Jupiter are best friends. They're going to be hanging out together in a sign that Jupiter rules, Pisces, a water sign, which the moon is. It will feel at home. Jupiter feels at home there. The sun is there, hanging out with its friends. Mercury is just sort of doing its thing in the background, not as important, but it's there too. But yeah, I think this new moon again with this equinox is is a beautiful energy, to really kind of carry out the rest of this month. And you'll notice there's a lot of planetary energy, especially around this time, concentrated in the section of the zodiac, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. And this is the 11th sign, the 12th sign, and the first sign of the zodiac. So it's sort of like an ending and a beginning. But especially all this in Pisces, which is the final sign of the zodiac, it's a concluding kind of an energy, it's the end, the termination, and preparation for a new beginning. So yeah, again, if you can do something, to sort of tune in with the energy, this new moon, I think it's just going to be very, very uplifting and very, kind of nourishing to a degree as well with all this, especially the water of Jupiter and the moon in Pisces, away from Saturn's reach. Um, should be a really nice new moon. So, again, with the moon, it's all about self-care. It's all about self-love. It's all about compassion, tenderness, mothering, feeling safe, feeling secure in one's body, but especially in one's emotions. So as always, honoring that rhythm and that season. And that's it for the month of March. So thank you for watching these as always. I hope they are of service to you as you're going about your week or your month. To me, they just give context of these subtle energies that always are working on us. And for me personally, and with individuals I work with, it's all about just having a relationship with these energies. It's all about exploring them and being in the mystery of it all. And surrendering to them a lot of the times. They are what they are, and to the extent that we're conscious of them, it gives a little, to me, more meaning to what's happening in our lives individually and in the world collectively. And to have that humility and that context on this journey of consciousness is really this whole thing's all about. It's fun. It should be, hopefully, at least. So if I can help in any way, always here. Satnam. Until next time, be well.